Hey, welcome to Broken World Entertainment. She-Hulk episode 7. Not the way it's called She-Hulk Attorney at Law. And she's a attorney at law. Guess what She-Hulk doesn't do again this episode? Any law. Wow. This episode is talk about filler. Whew. It's unfortunately the longest episode. It's roughly about 26 to 27 minutes long after your standard minute and a half of recaps and Marvel Studios logo. Once again, no post-credit scene. So we pick up from the wedding. She's now starting to go on dates as Jen with the guy she met at the wedding, who's Josh. Things seem to be going well. She's constantly texting with him, even to the point she's texting him while at meetings and work. They keep going on dates, and he goes to hug her, he goes to shake her hand, she goes to hug him, and it's awkward, and it's meant to be funny, and woo! Then the next time he's going to lean in for a kiss, and she just opens her door and walks in. And then the third time, obviously, she brings him in, and she wakes up alone, but she's happy, because the dude was into Jen. She texts him. It's a Thursday. She texts him saying, "Can't stop thinking about last night, and I can't stop." Or no, sorry, it was, what is it she says? Last night was fun. Can't stop smiling. And she gets no reply. And then it's Friday. She has no replies. It's Saturday. She's no replies. And now it's Sunday. And Sunday her phone rings. And it's the Abominations. What's his name? Bolonsky. His parole officer, saying there seems to be a malfunction with the inhibitor. So they're not sure whether he's turned into Abomination or not. So he says they don't have the resources to send a team up with him. So could she go in case he needs She-Hulk? So she does. Blonsky says, by the way, he is in it. Tim Roth is in this episode for the full episode, basically. Not once as Abomination. His inhibitor apparently malfunctioned because he hit it off an electric fence trying to get back his chicken. One of what appears to be many chickens on his ranch. So the parole officer takes off super fast, and him and Bolonsky and Jen start having a conversation. He's trying to convince her to stay and really kind of get to see what they do there. She won't get off the phone, by the way. Even on the drive up to this place, she's just constantly checking to see if she got a message. All of a sudden, she's going to get her car, and bang, two guys hit the car and destroy the car. Manbull, and I can't think of what the other dude's name was. A Spanish guy who looks like a conquistador or something on that lines. And they think it's because they're fighting because he's a matador. And is that right? Matador? Is that what they're called, isn't it? Yeah. And obviously a bull. Manbull destroys her car. And it's meant to be funny and stuff. So she's stuck there at his ranch because Oh, yeah. They try and throw out this joke, and even they say in the episode to him that was forced. Blonsky says, right guys, help me push it to the garage. And Manbull says, I'm a man bull, I'm not a mechanical bull. It's meant to be funny, guys. It's meant to be funny. So they phone for a tow truck. Tow truck can't get there until the end of the day. So she's just obsessed with trying to get a signal. Why do people do this in these films and shows? When you're told, oh yeah, this area has no signal, there's no Wi-Fi, anything in this area, they constantly walk around with their phone in the air. This is what this episode basically is. Her trying to get a phone signal. And I'm kid you not, that's basically what the episode is. So she says to Polanski, look, I'm gonna find a signal, blah blah blah, and he's like, right, well, you're welcome to join our circle thing, blah blah blah. She wanders into a room and she gets one bar and she's like, oh yeah, and they're like, excuse me, and she turns around and she realizes she's come into their meeting, and it's like a AA meeting where they're all sitting in a circle talking about the problems, and you got Polanski sitting there with Manbull, the Spanish dude. There's a guy, Sildor or something, I think he said his name was. Something like that, who he says the guy thinks he's a vampire. Doesn't say he is a vampire, says he thinks he's a vampire. And Porcupine, who's literally a dude in a porcupine suit. So they invite Jen to sit down. She says no, she's just going to find a signal. So she's listening to conversation, and they think there's too much codependency between Manbull and the Spanish dude. Jen obviously starts listening in. And there's one more guy to arrive in, and he walks in, he's like, hey, whoa, that was a great day in the spa, and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, oh my god, I can't believe it's this dude. Do you remember this dude? I didn't remember him at all. I thought it was her cousin again, because for some reason, every dude with a beard and a long hair looks like her goddamn cousin, or nephew, whatever the dude is that was at the dinner. Turns out, she does a quick recap. It's the guy who tried to get her blood in the second episode. Whenever the four dudes jumped her, you know, the ones with the Asgardian construction workers gear. Well, the leader in them, it's him. So she turns into She-Hulk and throws him across the room. They're like, hey, look. And he's trying to say he's changed. And they sit down. She joins the circle and as She-Hulk and tells them her problems, which was she met your man Josh and they went on dates and it was all going good and all this blah blah blah. And now she hasn't heard from him, so the whole circle are like, oh, what was the last message you sent? What was the last? So she reads out the message and they're all like, ooh, yeah, no, yeah, you know, you don't do that to guys, blah blah blah. And she's like, well, technically that's not my last message. They're like, huh? And she got a signal there. She texts him saying something like, I hope everything's okay, I haven't heard from you, blah blah. And they're like, ooh, no. And she just goes on to say how confident she is that she's She-Hulk, but it felt even better that the dude Josh was into her as Jen and never asked for She-Hulk and stuff. By the way, once this started happening, I was straight away thinking, I bet you anything this guy is part of the group who's trying to get our blood. Bet you anything. Spoiler alert, I'm right. I'm sure everyone thought the same, and spoiler alert, they're all right too. So she like thinks it feels great, and they all wanted to see Jen. So Jen becomes Jen. Oh, by the way, remember how last week we discussed how she went and got the clothes that would morph to her, but at the wedding when she became Jen, the dress was too big for some reason. It didn't shrink. Yeah, they seem to have forgot that again because the clothes she has on grow with her and shrink with her again. Whatever. So she's Jen. They tell her to delete his number. She does. They all feel great. Yay, we're all so close together. They make her go to the steam room. She comes out, gives them thumbs up. They're all like, yay. And then they're leaving. Her car's been towed, and Polanski's like, don't judge everyone, and blah, blah, blah. And off she toddles, and then it pops up saying 3 nights later. And it's the scene of her walking into the apartment with Josh, then her waking up. Well, no, it's not her waking up. It's her asleep in the dark. Him sitting on the end of the bed getting dressed with his phone on top of hers, downloading everything off her phone. Turns around, walks to the other side, takes a photo of her, and sends pictures, like 3 emojis of red blood, green blood, and thumbs up, I think it was. I.e., he got our blood for them. You think they'd shown that, but they didn't. And that's the end of the episode. That's literally it. She gets ghosted after the dude gets his rock and roll. Spends the episode trying to get a signal. Speaks to a circle of super villains, humans, whatever they are, and deletes his number, and that's it. That's the episode. Oh, and the porcupine dude refuses to take off his suit, but because Jen became Jen and said it felt great, he finally takes the mask off, and they all want him to put it back on because apparently he's never taken the thing off, so it stinks. So they're like, yeah, just wait until you get it washed and then you take it off. That's it. No action. No law stuff. No Daredevil. I'm convinced now at this stage Daredevil will be in the last episode. There's 2 episodes left. God help us. He's not showing up until the very last episode. This show sucks. By the way, I love how all the shills and all the little known corporate heads that were like, oh yeah, we'll suck on the teeth of Disney to be given access. How after the 4th episode finally came out, because they were all shown the first 4 episodes, they were all, this show was brilliant, oh, it's everything we wished, it's funny, it's charming, it's this, blah, blah, blah. As soon as the 4th episode was out and they're into the 5th, all of a sudden they were all like, it's not really good and blah, blah, blah. I still like the first 4. No, you still like the ones you were given to for free, your free access. Now you're all like, oh, I think I'm out, it's not funny anymore, and blah, blah, blah. It's like, we're 7 episodes in. They've all been the exact same. There's no difference. The humor's been the exact same from episode 1 to episode 7. The writing has been the same. It's the exact same show, so why all of a sudden do you just not enjoy it? Well, because you've done your shilling for Disney. Way you go. This show is so stupid. It's so boring. Or whatever they hope the payoff will be in the last episode, it's not going to work because they've done nothing to build it. So that's it. That's episode 7. Nothing once again happens. It's not funny. The story's not moving forward. The last episode was literally a filler episode of Jen at a wedding. This one is Jen after the wedding looking for a Wi-Fi signal. Wow. Can't wait for next week. Alright, We'll leave it there for this one. Cheers. Catch you in the next one.